All right, another day, another set of small accomplishments. Made a few changes just for the sake of getting the build done and making some progress. So I went ahead and, if you notice, I swapped out the BTR covers with the stock ones because they fit, they clear. The rocker ratio is not above stock, so they'll be fine. And I already have an oil fill over here. And I did this for a couple of reasons. As you know, this is more or less a budget build where I'm using things I already have on hand that I bought for that car that I'm going to use on this car for the sake of getting it done in a timely fashion with as little money out of pocket as possible. And so far, compared to my original goal of getting all of this done plus a little bit extra for about the same money as what it would cost to buy another, beater like that, a little newer ones like the Nissan or the Toyota over there, about $6,500. I figure if I can get that done in this car, already pre-existing, but obviously have a pretty spicy car when it's all said and done, and not acquire an additional car while simultaneously having what will be effectively a brand new low mileage driveline with a 0 mileage engine, 9,000 mile transmission, and like a effectively 500 mile third member in a diff that's got, or in an axle housing that's got, I'd imagine less than 1,000 miles on it. So that was my frame of mind. So we'd have a, 2026 fresh 2001 Camaro with all the cool bits that'll be dead reliable, fairly simple, mechanical steering, all the space, most of the boost, and all the good jazz. And so far, that's where I've gotten. Now, I went ahead and hard mounted the fuel pressure regulator, so that's on there, tightened all the hoses so I didn't forget. I had my buddy come by yesterday who's going to do the modification of the up pipe and mount the turbo for me and do the piping on the front mount. So we already declared that spot is fine. Where those lines are, we can wrap them in heat and move them as necessary with no issue. We're going to run a top mount alternator over here versus the factory low mount to give us space for the down pipe that'll inevitably go on the turbine housing to run down and through and go out the back of the car. So once we discussed all that, I said, okay, I'll go ahead and mount this. I put the stock, these are off of the GTO, or I think either GTO or the truck engine that came with. Valve covers, those were the GTO's original coils, and everything just kind of hand bolted into place. I still have to get the push rods, put those in before I can torque those down, clean those up, and possibly paint them. And I already have an oil fill cap, which I'm going to need here in a couple of days. So that's where we're at. I have a load of parts coming in Summit tomorrow because I sold stuff and I was able to get that done, plus take care of some adult responsibilities. Boo, adulthood. But we'll make progress in the car all the same and make the wife happy at the same time. So with that being said, I'm going to go.